I'm just telling the truth. And I don't understand what your problem is with me other than the fact that I am under your skin.
Blake Lively orchestrated a Marvel scam, and the proof is about to be exposed. For months, whispers of a massive con have been swirling behind closed doors in Hollywood. Now, shocking evidence points to actress Blake Lively as the ringleader behind it all. In a twisted tale of deception involving the Marvel Universe, leaked documents and insider accounts reveal an elaborate scheme that could betray the trust of millions of fans.
All right, you guys, so Ryan Reynolds obviously has to be deported back to Canada.
Just how deep does this go? For too long, this story has been kept in the shadows, until now. Candace Owens steps into the spotlight with what she calls crazy receipts, hard evidence that will expose Lively's underhanded plot. Her investigation promises to lay bare the secrets Blake Lively hoped would stay buried. Get ready for a bombshell revelation as Candace Owens drops the truth and unmasks a Marvel scam that could shake Hollywood to its core. She and her crew threatened to ruin him by branding him a monster through big media outlets. It was pure cruelty. Candace declared that Blake Lively is a fake feminist. She acts like she cares about women's rights only when it benefits her. She was loud during the Me Too movement, pretending she wanted to hold bad people accountable, but here she was, using the same underhanded tactics to smear a man without due process.
And Ryan Reynolds, by all accounts, seems like a great guy. He is acting. By all accounts, he is a total pain in the ass.
Blake Lively got caught in a major scandal, and she deserves every bit of blame. She pretended to be some kind of victim, but she was actually the mastermind behind a cruel plot to destroy Justin Baldoni. It all started when people noticed Blake acting anxious, and some wondered if they should feel bad for her. The clear answer is no. She does not deserve sympathy. She brought this chaos on herself. Candace Owens completely exposed Blake's dirty tricks, and the truth came out. Candace's takedown shows what happens when someone fakes a victim story. If you lie long enough, eventually a smart person like Candace will step in and call you out. Blake thought she could get away with everything by using feminist buzzwords, paying off the media, and acting like she was unstoppable. Candace showed that none of that would work this time. Hollywood elites like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds think fans are clueless.
So it's unbelievable. They are being so wildly manipulative and dishonest as they have been since the beginning of this entire process.
They imagine everyone believes whatever they say. Blake wanted to fool people into thinking she was a sweet actress fighting a mean man. But Candace revealed that Blake is sneaky, two-faced, and obsessed with her own image. Blake tried to weaponize the press, and it backfired big time. Candace told everyone to imagine what Justin Baldoni and his family must have felt, knowing they could have been labeled as vile criminals if nobody had stepped in.
Like, that's the only way I can say it. If he wants to go after you, he infests himself into every area of your life. Ryan demanded that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer lie to the public to save Blake's reputation.
It shows how much harm Blake was willing to cause. The internet exploded after learning how low Blake would go just to gain sympathy. She had no counter-arguments when Candace revealed the facts. People guessed she was throwing things and yelling at Ryan Reynolds, probably telling him to call tabloids to help rescue her image. Candace found this meltdown funny. She made it clear.
Ryan, personally, and you can take this to the bank, I am telling you right now, this is a fact. This has been confirmed to me. He tried to get Justin Baldoni dropped from WME multiple times before they did.
Ryan Reynolds threatened to fire the makeup artist off the rest of the film and the reshoots they had to do, and also said, if you don't come back and do my makeup for these reshoots, you will never work in Hollywood again.
Blake tried to act innocent and powerless, but she was vicious behind the scenes. Blake's behavior felt like high school bullying taken to a new level. Candace Owens refused to hold back, tearing apart Blake's web of lies. Media manipulation, shady bribes, and attempts to wreck Baldoni's life are all on Blake. She put so much effort into tricking people into seeing her as a victim, but Candace shined a light on her games. All of Blake's "we need justice" speeches were worthless since she was behind this smear job. Candace openly mocked how Blake claims to hate Hollywood corruption, yet uses corrupt methods herself. People also noticed a change in Blake's behavior. She used to be rude to reporters and act like she was above everyone. She didn't enjoy meeting fans and treated them like they were beneath her. Then suddenly she flipped her attitude, thinking people wouldn't notice.
So that's a little Ryan dig right there. Even in the statement he was going to force him to read, making fun of Justin Baldoni and his like Man Enough book and podcast and all that stuff. So he's saying you need to be man enough and just say that this is all your fault, that the public doesn't like my wife.
Candace highlighted Blake's 2018 interviews where she talked about how PR teams twist narratives. Now Blake is guilty of that exact crime. Real feminist groups have begun to distance themselves from Blake because supporting her is too risky. No one wants to defend someone who turned feminism into a weapon for personal gain. Blake never apologized or showed any remorse. She didn't even ask the court for forgiveness. Contain. If that friction escalates into a complete split, it would add another layer of spectacle. Divorce rumors have already flared, and many think it is only a matter of time before official news breaks. Fans who used to celebrate them as a perfect power couple have turned disillusioned. The idea of them being unstoppable in romance, unstoppable in success, has eroded under the avalanche of scandal. Some comment sections now accuse them both of deceit and hypocrisy, highlighting how easily they manipulated the public narrative. The notion of a united front has diminished, replaced by cynicism about how celebrities conduct business behind closed doors. At this stage, the dominant question is not whether Blake will lose, but when. The lawsuit's momentum has shifted drastically, and her defensive maneuvers look increasingly desperate. Court watchers anticipate the next steps will involve further unveiling of evidence, depositions, and cross-examinations that might reveal additional truths. If the protective orders her team requested are not granted, the revelations could be even more damaging, leaving little chance for her to recover from the fallout. What remains certain is that the entire ordeal has transformed Blake's once envied position into an unparalleled cautionary tale. She is widely seen as the villain whose downfall is unfolding in real time. Her attempts to preserve a cherished image have collided with undeniable facts, showing how swiftly Hollywood can shift its stance when it detects foul play. Even if she tries to salvage her career, memories of this will likely follow every new project or interview. An added layer to the mounting pressure involves private conversations that have yet to be fully unveiled. Many suspect that a deeper trove of messages between Blake, her PR strategists, and individuals in the media could reveal the extent to which certain outlets were manipulated. If depositions and discovery go forward, those behind-the-scenes exchanges might surface. The result could be severe reputational setbacks for everyone who participated in shaping a factually questionable story. No matter how skillful the public relations approach, it becomes nearly impossible to spin raw data when it appears in official records. Lately, gossip has circulated that even Blake's friends and close acquaintances are advising her to concede and move on. Whether that means issuing an apology, admitting to misleading claims, or reaching a settlement remains unclear. But the near-unanimous recommendation is to end this ordeal. The potential for more humiliating disclosures in court is sky high, and the only real question seems to be how thoroughly the details will tarnish not just her, but also Ryan Reynolds, whose brand success was part of their joint image. Social media discussions have grown more intense and critical. Early on, some fans sided with Blake, citing her claims of being cornered by a powerful film production. But as more evidence piled up, it became evident that she was not the cornered one. Instead, the data indicated she had orchestrated moves to rewrite circumstances, using influential press contacts and a personal network to bolster stories that did not align with the behind-the-scenes reality. The prevailing online opinion now views her as the ringleader of a grandiose ploy. If true, that further paints Blake as someone wielding personal connections in questionable ways, angering her own friends and the public. Another figure who has been noted is Anna Kendrick, who at times was around Blake for a project. There have been suggestions that recent encounters between them have been incredibly awkward, with minimal warmth evident. It appears that those who once shared the stage with Blake are now keeping a distance, unwilling to be implicated in her media storm.
The New York Times was in collusion with Blake Lively's team to put out this hit piece to take out Justin Baldoni.
This isolation serves to reinforce the notion that Blake's standing within her professional and personal circles has declined sharply. Those closest to this courtroom spectacle note that the real turning point was the unveiling of hundreds of pages of documents. Very few expected such extensive records to come to light. The revelations exposed contradictory statements on Blake's side. Various accusations were tossed out, apparently without reliable supporting proof. Her public relations strategists and allies worked overtime to convince the media that she was the wounded party. For a while, certain outlets fell in line and ran sympathetic narratives. However, things took a dramatic turn when hard evidence emerged. Watching one of the most recognized newspapers face such allegations of irresponsible journalism underscored the gravity of the fiasco.